Well, Rado, I guess I'll start. You've been in coaching for a long time now. You've been in coaching in Australian football a long time now. You've been to a grand final with this team's women's side. Now you're off there with the men's. How are you feeling right now in this moment?
Very honoured and very proud to be member of this beautiful club. Gave me my coaching opportunity, to lead women's and men's team now. So, if I just haven't got the right words to express myself how grateful I am to be with this club and to work for this beautiful organization and all the people and all the support that I'm getting. Just thank you guys for everything that you have done for me, and hopefully I can repay you at least 10% of what you have done for me.
Because tonight, you ended up doing it pretty comfortably. Your side looked absolutely dominant. Obviously, the red card helped, but it felt like you were well on top even before that. What went so right tonight?
Look, we did not play as well as we wish to play in Sydney. We had a good week of preparation. We identified what we didn't do well. We made some changes, brought some speed, brought some fresh legs, and I think that was the key for us. We were a little bit more patient in a build-up. We kept the ball for a little bit longer, forced them to defend deeper in numbers. And then, I think they played a lot of long goal kicks. We won most of them, so that there was a constant pressure on them. And I thought, defensively we were much better today than what we were last Friday. We created more than enough chances. Could have been more goals. And I'm pleased we're starting to score, from corner kicks and free kicks. We created a lot of chances. And then definitely clean sheet after a long time, so that's pleasing from my point of view, and I'm quite sure that defenders and goalkeeper are happy for that as well.
You touched on the selection changes that you made. Obviously, Aiden coming in is pretty self-explanatory, but moving Nuno to right back, bringing Naboot into the starting lineup, which in turn kicks Lecky inside. Could you walk us through your thought process behind that?
Yes, look, we identified that both of the sixes are moving to the side of the ball, and to have Lecky more permanent in that central area would benefit us not just from combination play, but also, from crosses when he can enter the penalty box unmarked, unfollowed, so that was the reason for that. Obviously with Jordan going forward. We thought maybe we did not need both fullbacks going forward at the same time, so we tried to keep Nuno a little bit more central, a little bit more in rest defence, which I thought was a good option, and he played really well for us. There were moments when he went forward and when he created an overload in wide area. But he was more disciplined from a defensive point of view, and it gave us edge to win the ball back quicker and maintain that constant pressure on them.
After a performance like that tonight, how, well positioned do you feel? I know you don't know who you're going to play in this grand final yet, but do you feel like this team can just beat anyone? Does it feel like you've hit your stride at the right time?
Look, with these players, you got that feeling every week. You feel that you can beat anyone in any given day, obviously after tomorrow we will have a knowledge of who we are playing against, and then we'll start preparing for that opponent. Me personally, I would like to play against Adelaide because they are the team that beat us quite badly in Adelaide several weeks ago. And it would be good to, play them. But Central Coast Mariners have been fantastic all year, and they are based in New South Wales, so they're going to have more supporters than Adelaide if they qualify. So it's going to be a tough game. Both teams are heavily relying on their fast attacking play. So it's from a tactical point of view, it will be probably similar opponent. But both teams have done fantastically well, so just have to wait and see.
Everyone okay after tonight? I know Aiden came in after missing last week. He's all okay. He was moving very well when he played.
Yeah. There was still a little bit of pain in his back, and it shoots into his hamstring. So that's why we took him off a little bit earlier. Same with Lecky and same with Goody. But I think everyone else is okay, no problem. So we'll give them a few days off and then start preparing for the grand final.
No, you weren't a fan of maybe only playing a couple of games in 5 weeks, but does the extra week off now kind of help getting a few of those guys ticking over? And
probably not. If we think back, we were not happy with the way we played in Sydney after week off. Yes, some of the niggling injuries can get a little bit better, healed a little bit more, but I think you lose that rhythm of playing weekends and preparing throughout the week, traveling and all that. But it is what it is. We hopefully we learn what we did and what we didn't do against Sydney, our first trip. So now hopefully we can get this one right.
I mean, I imagine your football department would have had contingency plans already in place. If you did win, are you going to try to play an internal game next week, play NPL opposition, play the youth team? I don't know. What are your plans?
You have to play closer to the weekend, so that there won't be any NPL team that would be prepared to play. So what we'll do, we'll just play internal among each other, and we've done that before Sydney game, and it is what it is. It's going to be quite intensive game when we play against each other. It's always intensive, and we get a lot of mileage in their legs. So it's going to be, from that point of view, I'm not worried. We're going to be ready for the final.
Tonight's game, for a few of your players, Rado, was we knew it was going to be their last time playing in Melbourne. Jordy Boss, obviously, off to Belgium. Tom's talked about leaving. A lot of talk about Aiden and Marco as well. Was it an emotional game for these players as well, like to get such a big win on their last time playing at Amy Park for what they hope will be a long time because they'll have successful careers in Europe?
Look, I think, of course, when you play, as I said, for this club, and all of them came from elsewhere, and they found their home here, and they really performed. Everyone performed fantastically, not just this year, but for last 2 or 3 seasons. I think everyone is very proud to be part of this, and maybe at the moment it is like a stepping stone for Europe, and but what this club has got that maybe some other clubs haven't got is just like a hard-working mentality. They are treated like they're best players in the world. So I think everyone appreciates that, and you can see the effort today, and I think they all understands that this is just one way of them to repay the club for all the club has done for them.
Just Rado, obviously as Joey says, the last game in Melbourne for the season. You have the grand final up in Sydney. How do you handle it? I know you've got a couple of weeks before it actually happens, but do you not talk about the decision for it to be moved to Sydney? Do you avoid it? Do you just go with anytime, anywhere? How do you handle the grand final, knowing that you're not going to be in your own beds beforehand?
Yeah, we stopped talking about that decision months ago.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, people made that decision, and we are just. It's very, as I said earlier, it's way over our pay grade. So some people that made those decisions, they know why they made it, and we just need to go along. I mean, it's a good challenge, to go outside your comfort zone, and you need to win it. It probably is going to be a bigger occasion, if you win it. Although you would like to celebrate with your family, but it's a good experience for everyone. I think, hopefully, once we get there and, once the game is finished, that we can be on the podium with the medals around our neck.
You mentioned family. Does Dario now, you get on the phone to Dario now, get the grandkids up and get the whole family up to Sydney?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully my wife's going to come as well. So fingers crossed.
I don't want to single out any sort of player. Everyone played well tonight. But just on Marco Attilio, came in with a couple of hard challenges, that challenge from Max Burgess, but he seemed to embrace it. What did you sort of take from that match, watching him get his goal at the end as well?
Look, Marco has been fantastic for us. And since I came, you can see every week he's improving. There was talk about, maybe his defensive side is not as good as it could be. But, like today and even in Sydney when we played last week, his effort, his running, recovery runs, sprinting defensively was excellent. We know that he's got all the tools to score goals, to create goals. He's such an exciting player, and to add to his defensive game, I think, the sky is the limit for him.
And just, you made 3 changes towards the end of the match, just highlighting the depth in your squad. How enjoyable is it for you as a coach to be able to bring these players on?
Sometimes there's a lot of headaches. Try to explain to them that they are not going to start. But, I think they're all professionals and, they cop it on the chin. And then when they come on, they score a goal and say, I told you so. And, we just move on. That's it.